Hey guys, Colbert here. Welcome back to another Raid Shadow Legends video. Guys, today we're looking at Delyana, but before we get on to Delyana and the best set, which I consider for Delyana, I'll be doing a small showcase for it. I'll be going over every single set that I think Delyana can use in terms of utilizing her. She's a free to get champion at the moment. This ends, I think, by the end of next week. And it should be something that players should have in their back of their minds if they're still using her in her everyday in the everyday progression, or they want to use her somewhere very specific. So we'll be going over Delyana and what she does very quickly through her skills and what I think about them. By the way, I've noticed that about 50% of you guys that watch my videos have not subscribed yet to the channel, so consider doing so you can see my videos immediately when they pop up and are ready to go. So Delyana, A1, a very strong A1 skill, which makes the whole argument behind the gear sets very strong in terms of what you can use. Ideally, you want to be using a stun or a provoke set, in my personal opinion, for general progression because of this skill. This skill is an AoE attack on its own. This means whenever she doesn't have a skill available, because it's on cooldown, she'll be using her default skill, and that's going to be an AoE attack, which also has a chance to apply the leech. Leech is great overall for healing you back up when you do manage to do some damage. So it all depends also if you've got some skills that can do some damage, maybe War Master and Giant Slayer to just add up on top of that. Fantastic for a free to get champion. Then we have a look at her A2 skill. Her A2 skill enables you to basically not require as much accuracy, but what you need to have is at least some accuracy on Delyana so she can land this. So what we're looking at is at least, let's say, 200 accuracy for trying to beat stage 20. It's about 10 per stage. That's how these things work. So have that in the back of your head. If you want to be decreasing the resistance to help all your other champions, you need to have Delyana at least to have that good amount of accuracy so she can start landing the leech and now the decreased resistance. And that's a single target skill, by the way. And then her A3 is an attacks all enemy skill with a very good chance to apply the block buffs, debuff. The block buffs is not that great in general dungeons, I would say, comparing it to, let's say, the Doom Tower, where in the Doom Tower, that's where you face more champions which apply buffs to the rest of the team, and that's where the block buffs comes into play. This is also useful for the Hydra if you're trying to do at least the normal difficulty. You get acquainted with how the block buffs debuff works, and that's the way that you go about with Delyana. Honestly, her passive is fantastic in terms of the accuracy boost that she can get. I do have her with some accuracy in the build overall, which helps her just apply those debuffs. Let's say if I want to be using her in higher accuracy requirement areas, but definitely makes it easy when you see this skill. Okay, 2 accuracy per 1000 HP. So at 50,000 HP, that's 50 times 2. That's 100 accuracy that you get from just a passive. So have that in mind. If I can get Delyana with 50,000 health, that's 100 accuracy that I don't need to worry about. Have that in the back of your head. And she also places strengthened buff on all allies for 2 turns every time this champion HP drops below 50%. Right. I did go over the skills. I did do many showcases for Delyana before, but this one will be on which I think this one's the strongest by far item set that you can equip in Delyana, and I'll explain why. So in general, when you have this champion, you get her for free, you want to equip her with something that will enable you to control the waves, and the taunting set, so provoke set, is one of the best ones to do that specific role. You'll be building her already with a lot of HP just to get that extra accuracy from your passive. So she's at 72,000 HP. I could have gone way lower here with accuracy. Do I even have, no, it's a resistance banner right here, but you can go anything right there. Honestly, she's got high resist, high accuracy, plus extra accuracy from her health. She's got a good amount of speed at 210, and of course the taunting. Okay, the speed always has to be over 200 if you're looking to have somebody be the controller. In my opinion, you need to get at least 2 turns before the enemies in order to abuse the fact that the enemies in dungeons are very slow. So the taunting set works great. The immortal set, you get this from the clan boss, any difficulty clan boss. So it's not just the nightmare or ultra nightmare, it's any difficulty. It's just the quality that changes once you go higher. So have that in your mind as a good 2-set bonus to have. Overall for masteries, I believe that the War Master is the best mastery for Delyana, nothing else, because you don't want to be going for damage on her through Helm Smasher or Flawless Execution. So these two specific masteries will not work the best, especially when you don't have the gear to do that. So a more budget-friendly way of getting damage is, of course, War Master or Giant Slayer, and you'll be going War Master on her because of how she works with that single target AoE attack. Okay, if you had a multi-target hitting attack, then you'll be going for Giant Slayer. And of course, the support route, you go with this one because of the leech that she applies. You want to be extending that. This will not be extending the taunting set, so have that in mind. And also, just an extra bit of fact for you guys, the taunting set and stun set on Delyana, those work without any accuracy requirements. So if you don't have any accuracy at all, you're just starting out, you don't have any great hole bonuses, you have nothing, you're still going to be fine, because the taunting and stun sets work without any accuracy. They still apply their controls. And provoke, the reason that this is a better set is because it has a 30% chance, comparing it to the 18% chance of the stun set. All right, the stun set right here is a great set, is much better for control because you totally lock out the enemies, but it's an 18% chance. And ideally you want to be running this mastery right here. If you want to run a stun set, you want to run Fearsome Presence instead. That will also allow you to get an extra 5% chance to take it to 23%, while the provoke set is already at a high 30%, 1 out of 3 almost chances to get that provoke applying. And provoke, what it does is basically you'll get a hit, but still Delyana is being built very tanky compared to other champions who might be equipped with the stun set. They might be equipped with the stun set and they're not really tanky. They're just there to basically hope for a stun. So let's have a quick look at this. Basically free to play team. We're gonna have the boost in HP for all battles because of the Delyana lead, and then I've got some free to get champions being Armiger, Kale, who should be your starter champion, and of course War Maiden. And you'll see here the multiple attacks going in. We already have 2 provokes in there, and Delyana should be getting another turn, but I think she'll be probably using her A2 next, just because of the, was that the A2? I actually think that was the A1 that she used. But still, we do have the leech there, and that enables us to heal a little bit there. There's the A2. I was wondering why she didn't use it. And the provokes that are applied to the enemies really help us survive because she will be doing the control part. But for now, we only had like 1 hit on us, and that was like almost, I would say, an unlucky, look at that, unlucky kind of run. Here we had again 1 provoke. Maybe if we can get another one, that's going to be better for control. Get the decreased resistance. Oh, we get attacked there. Can we die? Are we going to die there? Nope. I think we're going to control that one. All right. Delyana should get a next turn now, and she should do her A1 skill. And look at that, another provoke over there onto Apothecary, and basically that's what you want to have her doing. The provoke set also works great in other areas. So ideally you want to have that also when you run, let's say, the Hydra. I believe the Hydra, because of the Head of Decay and the recent change to the Head of Decay, that's going to be a huge difference in terms of how you control that head, because now you can provoke the Head of Decay. Here it is, the Head of Decay for the Hydra. So the provoke set enables you to basically lock out this head. So you already have your Delyana built for general control, and also the provoke set basically will be locking out the Head of Decay at an AoE chance. The bad thing is that if it's Spirit Affinity, you're gonna have also the chance to do a weak hit, but I mean, it's better than anything because it will not be a skill. It will just be an additional effect coming in from your attacks that is also not based on any accuracy. So let's say you're running low accuracy, you still have that good chance to provoke the Head of Decay, lock it out, and stop it from doing the cleanses, which are very, very, very annoying. Okay. Another good area where you could use Delyana in the provoke set is the Doom Tower. Okay, one of the bosses here for the Doom Tower, namely this boss right here, the Magma Dragon. This boss can be provoked. So a good way to start beating this boss is to have somebody that either has a provoke or has a provoke set, and that's how you utilize Delyana in another way in helping you beat the Magma Dragon. So it opens up so many possibilities for Delyana. I think the provoke set is #1 for her. I would probably go stun set second for Delyana, just because it reduces the uses that it has, especially for the Hydra and the Doom Tower. It might work better in terms of stunning the waves for the Doom Tower, so the non-boss stages, but overall the provoke almost does the same thing, and you see how tanky Delyana can be anyway. So you have to have that in mind because of the A1 skill that she has. It's fantastic for applying everything else. In terms of other sets that are good for her, potentially, I would say anything with speed, a lot of speed, perception gear, speed gear, that is good if you don't have anything such as the provoke or stun sets. The provoke are easier to get because you can get those, I believe, from the ice golem, and the stun sets are from the fire knight. So it's already a difference in difficulty over there in terms of farming, let's say ice golem 20 and farming fire knight 20. The day set, I would go very as far away as possible, because this is just a chance to sleep. Sleep can be interrupted by a lot of sources of damage, and all the other sets like the frost set. This is good only if you know the targets will be attacking you. If you don't know if they will be attacking you, because of the very high health that Delyana can get from both her leader and also just general gearing that you do, because you want to give her more accuracy through health, then the frost set is not really the set for her. Frenzy, I wouldn't really go for Frenzy, because again, she will not be getting attacked that often. Other sets like regeneration are only good if you have absolute control over the fight and you just want to have that extra source of healing through the turns that you take, which will be healing you by 15%. Sets like the Relentless set, I usually like with champions that have control or a way to speed boost already in their skill set. Delyana doesn't have this, so the Relentless set is not something that I would go for. Maybe, let's say, the Toxic set is good also for overall damage if you want to do that. Guardian set, it's like a regeneration set plus the ally protection, so you can go for Guardian, but again, it really depends on what you want to do. Starting out, I would go for the taunting set over anything else, and I recently did do a takeover where I utilized Delyana with a provoke set. She barely had any accuracy, but because it ignores the accuracy requirement, it made it so easy to actually get a hold of the fight and be able to push through and beat the dragon dungeon. So this was the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you pick up Delyana before the whole promotion for her ends. She's a fantastic champion for a free one. Not as good as Ninja, of course, but still a very good champion to have. Thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't. I'll see you in the next one. See ya.